Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Are you tired of staring at textbooks and feeling like your English isn't improving? Do you dream of understanding native speakers and speaking fluently, but just don't know where to start? Well, what if I told you that the secret to unlocking your English potential could be as simple as putting on a pair of headphones? That's right. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of podcasts and how they can revolutionize the way you learn English. Stick around because I'm going to share some of the absolute best podcasts that will get you from beginner to confident speaker faster than you ever thought possible. So, why podcasts? Think about it. When we learned our first language, we didn't start with grammar rules. We listened. We absorbed the sounds, the rhythm, and the flow of conversation all around us. Podcasts allow you to recreate that immersive experience no matter where you are. You can listen on your way to work, while you're at the gym, or even while you're cooking dinner. You're turning dead time into productive, fun learning time. This consistent exposure to authentic English is the key to training your ear, improving your comprehension, and building your vocabulary naturally. It's not about studying, it's about living with the language. And the best part, there's a podcast out there for literally every interest, from science and history to comedy and storytelling. Learning becomes a joy, not a chore. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but native speakers talk so fast, I won't understand anything. That's a totally valid concern, and it's why starting with the right material is crucial. You wouldn't try to run a marathon on your first day of training, right? The same logic applies here. You need to begin with podcasts specifically designed for learners. These often feature slower speech, simpler vocabulary, and clear explanations. This helps you build a solid foundation and gain the confidence you need to tackle more challenging content later on. It's all about taking it one step at a time. The goal is to feel successful and motivated, not overwhelmed and discouraged. Choosing a beginner-friendly podcast is the perfect first step to get your listening skills warmed up and ready to go. So, where should you start? My number one recommendation for learners who want to hear real, natural conversations is the Real Life English podcast. What makes this one so special? The hosts are fun, energetic, and they talk about fascinating topics that you'll actually find interesting. It doesn't feel like a lesson. It feels like you're sitting down with friends. They discuss everything from culture and travel to personal development, all while speaking in a clear, accessible way. Plus, they often explain idioms, slang, and cultural nuances that you just won't find in a textbook. Listening to them is the perfect way to get used to the natural speed and rhythm of conversational English without feeling lost. It's that perfect blend of education and pure entertainment that keeps you coming back for more. Next up, for those of you who appreciate a more structured approach to learning, you absolutely have to check out the Learn English podcast from the British Council. This is a gold standard in the world of English learning resources, and for good reason. Each episode is carefully crafted around specific scenarios, grammar points, or vocabulary sets. It's like having a mini lesson packed into an engaging audio format. They use dialogues and discussions that are easy to follow, and they often provide transcripts and quizzes on their website so you can test your understanding. If you are someone who likes to see the words while you listen or wants to actively study the language you re-hearing, the British Council's podcast is an unbeatable resource. It provides that little bit of extra support that can make a huge difference in your comprehension and retention. The real magic of using podcasts is that you're not just learning words, you're learning how the language truly sounds and feels. Every time you listen, you're exposing your brain to authentic pronunciation, intonation, and sentence stress. You start to notice how native speakers connect their words, where they pause, and the musicality of their speech. This is something that's incredibly difficult to grasp from a book. By regularly listening to these authentic conversations, you'll find that your own pronunciation starts to improve naturally. You'll begin to sound less like you rereading from a script and more like a natural speaker. Your listening comprehension will also skyrocket. Soon you'll be able to understand movies without subtitles and follow along with conversations happening around you with ease. It's a complete game changer. Let's talk about how to make the most out of your podcast listening time. Don't just be a passive listener. To really accelerate your learning, try active listening techniques. First, listen to an episode just for the general idea. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. The second time, listen with a transcript if one is available. Pause and look up new words or phrases. Write them down in a notebook. You could even try a technique called shadowing, where you listen to a sentence and then repeat it out loud, trying to imitate the speaker's pronunciation and intonation exactly. It might feel a little strange at first, but it is one of the most powerful ways to improve your spoken fluency. By actively engaging with the material, you're moving from simply hearing English to truly internalizing it. So, to recap, the path to English fluency is all about immersion and consistency. And podcasts are your perfect tool for the job. They turn boring moments into valuable learning opportunities. Start with beginner-friendly shows like the Learn English podcast from the British Council for a solid, structured foundation. Then, dive into fun, natural conversations with the Real Life English podcast to get a feel for how the language is really spoken. Remember to listen, actively shadow, take notes, and don't be afraid to listen to the same episode multiple times. The goal is progress, not perfection. You're building a new skill, and every minute you spend listening is a step in the right direction. It's an enjoyable, flexible, and incredibly effective way to reach your English goals. The journey to fluency is a marathon, not a sprint, but with the right tools, it can be a really enjoyable one. Stop thinking of learning English as a chore and start thinking of it as an adventure. Explore different podcasts, find hosts you love, and discover topics that excite you. The more you enjoy the process, the more you'll stick with it, and the faster you'll see results. Let the voices of native speakers be your guide, and let your curiosity lead the way. You have the ability to achieve fluency, and these podcasts are here to help you every step of the way. So pop in your earbuds, press play, and let's get learning. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found these tips and recommendations helpful. Which podcasts are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any other favorite English learning podcasts, be sure to share them with our community. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to learn languages effectively, please give it a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy listening!